Call the meeting to order. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Chief? Everybody got the minutes from the last meeting? Yep. Any questions, comments?
Nope.
Motion to accept?
Make a motion to accept the minutes of last month's meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ed?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Becky? Yes. Randy?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Okay, treasurer's report. Everybody received the treasurer's report?
Yes.
Any questions, comments, concerns on the treasurer's report?
Yes.
So moved.
Yes, you got it.
I have a question.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. I just wanted to be sure.
I just want to make sure, and maybe it's under May and I just didn't notice it, but I thought we did it back in April. On the balance sheet? On this one, the balance sheet?
Okay, what?
It shows the M&T checking, and then it shows the NBT reserves, but it doesn't show an NBT checking account. Okay. Just,
I can't explain it.
okay.
I will ask about it.
He's writing it down.
Perfect. I'm sure it's there. I mean, I know we're writing checks out of it, so.
Is there any chance that it's a typo that the MBT, or the, what does it currently show?
M&T,
M&T.
and it should be NBT, but we kept both of them because we haven't closed out
Right,
the M&T one.
okay.
MBT checking?
Yeah, did I just miss it? Oh,
It's there.
it's there. Sorry, I missed it.
Okay, all right.
Just wanted to put you on your toes there.
I was about to send a furious email.
Okay, motion to accept the treasurer's report. I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Ed?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Becky? Yes. Randy?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Vouchers, we have voucher 1038, voucher 1071, for a total of $65,927.45. Floor scrubber was a big ticket item in there, floor cleaner. Motion,
I make motion to accept.
Eddie? I'll second.
Ed?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Becky? Yes. Randy?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
I don't have any communications. Any communications? No communications? Okay. Administration, Becky, anything?
Nope.
Financial,
Nothing.
bank changeovers completed, right? No.
Well, 90% complete. We still have the M&T checking open.
Just in case.
to clear any outstanding checks. But other than that, it's done, and I know it's early, but just
Budget
in the
time.
back of your mind, July will start budget time.
I'm gonna put that on next month for dates.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the smoke coming out of Tony's head.
We're kidding.
Oh, I smelled some burn.
You did.
Okay, truck maintenance, chief.
Yeah, not a lot. I'm not ready to present the cap for the squad yet. I'm not happy with what you came up with. I'm not there yet. As far as breakdowns, miscellaneous stuff, I got squad two. I just sent to Nobles tonight because it's got an electrical issue. It's sparking down by the, I think there's a ground loose, but do I talk about Jeff Balzac's chief's car here or under something else?
It should be in business.
Okay, then no, that's it for truck maintenance. Thank you.
Building and grounds.
Well, the only thing I got is the Penn Power.
Contract?
Yeah, I had Megan send it, they sent it to me while we're on vacation, so I wanted you guys to look at it. Don't you wanna wait till the workshop to, I think it's due June 1st, I think.
Yeah. Expiration 5/31, so.
That's just the end.
Is that all 5 places?
Yeah. Did you see it? Anything else, Jeff?
That's all I have.
Wayne? You're up.
We didn't have a workshop to go through any of this stuff, so, the first one is, one of the pagers needs some repairs. That one's covered under warranty. And the second RTP is medical supplies that we need. The third one is the pricing for the back rack for the pickup. And that price is completely installed. And then the next item is door hardware for the pole barn, the doors that we're replacing on the pole barn and for the Station 2 line office. And then the next one is the request for a name patch for somebody's gear. And then a request for storage bins for the phone blocks that they have in the training bays. So,
What's the back rack? Did we, is that something?
that was brought up in, under that budget time, so that we don't break the back window.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the tonneau that we're switching over.
Is that gonna interfere with the town? No. No, it actually sets just above where the town cover comes across with the snaps.
Okay. Any discussion on this stuff? You want to approve it tonight? Do we need any further
So the
discussion?
medical stuff I need, right?
Yeah.
We need, what else?
Pager repair.
Pager repair.
The pager repair, medical supplies. We can hold off on the back rack. The door hardware, we can hold off on that for now. And the other two items, I mean, if you wanna hold off, that's fine.
I'll make a motion that we pay PO 2313 through 2318 for a total of 6514. Did you check that back?
Second.
Ed?
Yes.
That's right.
Steve?
Yes.
Becky? Sue?
Yes.
Randy?
Yes.
Tom?
I only do it when they start messing around with it. I check it when it's just there.
Well, we have to make sure.
And what if it's not?
We're in trouble.
Yeah, you're good.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, anything else, Wayne? Intentionally, probably.
There you go. No, well, actually, I thought it was, okay, nope, it's down under old business. That's all I have for purchasing.
Security and computers?
As far as I know, everything is good.
I have a question.
Now, see?
I do, it was kind of brought, something come to light when we went to Morris Corners the other day, and on their truck floor, they had the non-responding screen with really updated stuff, and made me think and had conversation. The one on that wall is so hit or miss. Half the time it's off, half the time it's on. I was wondering,
Not lately.
well, I'm just relaying them. I'm wondering if there's something we could look into. Maybe it's budget time. I want to get a bigger TV, you know, and I just think we could do a lot more. If it's working properly, so be it, but what the crew told me was half the time it's not working.
It was, but lately it's been, since you went over with the new computers, it's been better. It's been,
I'll
what's the
just
great
check
about
into it, just kind of keep it in the back here.
I look at it every time I come in here, I look at it.
Just don't run on Wi-Fi.
We got a,
No.
we got a firefighter from this station that we just can,
Yeah, that's what I did. Casey, can we ask Casey?
No.
Is it working, Casey?
I gotta come in
Speak
here.
up.
I gotta come in here and log it on at least 2 or 3 times a week. Just
Somebody's not.
runs out of memory, shuts itself off. I don't know.
When it updates and the computer restarts, you gotta
Shouldn't be
log
twice.
it back in.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be twice, 3 times a week.
Now, every time we go over to Station 3, it's the same thing.
So we gotta fix them.
Which these
But
three is.
I don't know anything about it, so I can't help with you know, but I'm telling you, they're a resource that you have that's not working. And I don't know, I was looking at the corners and they plug them into the wall. I'm thinking, I don't know what it all means, but
That one's,
All
that
right, so
one's.
just tell me this, just because I'm gonna play devil's advocate here for a minute.
yeah.
What information are you getting off of that?
Over there, that ideally was there for calls and who's coming, but they do, I don't want my guys driving 30 miles an hour looking at their phone when they're driving. So by the time they come in, they can look up on the computer that we pay for, and you could say who's coming, but also we could put all the input of all the information on all your meetings, all of the stuff
You can do that.
that we have that we're just not utilizing, that it doesn't cost us any money. It doesn't cost us any money, just the system needs to work. Not looking to,
It puts a map up to the scene too, doesn't it?
what's that?
It puts a map up to the scene too.
Sure,
Yeah.
there's,
Yeah. It's nice.
again, I'm not asking for more trinkets, I'm asking for the system that you have to work.
Just saying.
It's a big TV screen on the wall out there.
It doesn't
It's
work.
only a little-
You can customize it to put all kinds of different things on there
Yeah.
that you would like to do. I know, speaking personally for my hometown fire department, we had the same issue where it's more a computer issue as opposed to an iron responding issue. It'll shut off
sure it
after
is.
a week or so, so.
Yeah, I don't
somebody
think
has
it's the programming, I think it's our system or however it works, but I don't know. I can't go out there and tell you, oh, the modem's not working, I don't even know if it has a modem.
It does.
I don't know.
It's on a laptop and then it runs to the TV as the monitor. You know,
Is
but
the-
when it does updates, it automatically shuts off the TV, you know, I mean, as many times as you change the settings, if the TV updates, it's gonna shut itself off.
I get it, but it shouldn't happen 2 or 3 times a week. I don't know how it works. Can we fix that? Can you get it looked at? Can you do something for us? You're paying for it now.
I can ask advanced
I'd like
IT
to
people
look at it again,
again.
but, I mean, it's not the first time we've had to look at it.
No, is the computer strong enough to run it if that's such a
Yes.
thing?
It should be, we just had them replaced.
Then we got something going on there. All right, just looking.
Or just ask them if that's normal, if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. You might have been there when it was working, so did you ask those guys if they have the same issue?
Those guys are those guys.
when you were at Moyer's Corners and it was working, did you ask
No, they
them?
were out on fires.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they have the same issues
Yeah,
that
they
we
can.
have, but you just happened to be there when it was working.
Could be.
When I come in the station, that's the first thing I look at and see if it's working, and it's been working, so I said, okay.
Casey, is it on right now?
So it's working, so it's fine, we don't have to do anything.
No, perfect. Move on. Perfect. Thank you.
We can look into it. Safety, Tom?
No, other than group fitness, I don't know anything about that, other than maybe starting here a half hour earlier so we can all get a little fitness and before the meeting starts.
Yeah, what a safety officer Dunlap sent out an email approximately a month ago talking about health and wellness and safety and presented an idea. Wondering if you guys even remotely thought about that, but before you answer that, we got to, because part of, and under my chief's report, this kind of blends in, so can I cover the chief's report and the safety report in the same conversation because it blends?
Go for it.
Okay, part of OSHA, and that's on here, the OSHA, the updates of NFP, or OSHA 1500, NFPA 1500, it specifically spells out we're gonna be required, not NFPA recommended. OSHA states we're going to be required to have a health and safety and a mental health program. And by the way, a mental health, I don't wanna use the word compliance officer, but somebody's gotta be in charge of it. It's a real deal, and it's part of this new OSHA thing. And oh, by the way, you know, I've been sitting in on some of the OSHA conversations. I don't know if you guys have, but it'll directly affect us greatly, as you mentioned from day one. Everything from training requirements, a lot of that NFPA 1500 that they always went by as a guideline, that's gonna be mandatory.
Right,
So
OSHA is mandatory.
So it, you know, right now, I think there's either a 45 or 60 day comment period, but at some point, it will be rolled out, and then you have a certain amount of buy-in time, whether it's 60 days, 100 days, 2 days,
Probably be
2
a
years,
year, yeah.
whatever, but it'll affect.
But it's gonna be costly.
It's gonna affect us financially, it's gonna affect us physically, and as I said to Lysander Fire Company last night, for anybody to walk through the doors brand new, say, I wanna join the fire department, and then they look at the requirements,
See ya.
it's not the Grim Reaper, it's the reality. Some of the research that I've done, OSHA hasn't really changed anything in 20 plus years. Dennison was saying on there, they had the dates and all of that, and I got lost in the history a little bit, but the nuts and bolts are holy cow. I don't know how our smaller portion fire departments will even remotely survive, because it's a financial strain, it's a physical strain, and everything we do from training to will be adjusted. And I'm telling my line officers at the line officers meeting, when we roll things out, understand there's a reason. So if you're sitting in the audience and you were the chief 10 years ago or 20 years ago or a line officer, you're gonna say, well, that's not what we did. It's not. So.
Has anybody seen the OSHA, the supplement? Which everybody's got a copy.
Yeah. So I guess if somebody could draft an email just responding to the safety officer that we've read it and we gotta talk about it or something, just acknowledge that email if you could do that for me. But that's the safety portion of the report. Now I have some chief stuff.
So on that, I'll reply to him.
Okay.
But we didn't have a meeting since
Fair.
we got
Totally
that,
get
so
it. That's no
why I
problem.
waited. Something like that, obviously, is gonna have to be a budget item, because it's a
Yes.
significant cost.
Yep.
And while I'm not opposed to this at all, the requirement to have physical fitness, making a gym available for our members, and having a requirement to meet that, there's some gray area in there, right? If we're offering it, it's it's almost like you gotta mandate it in order to meet the requirement. You can't say, hey, if you feel like going to the gym, you know, we'll do it for you. It's, so, I don't know.
Again, I don't, Zach?
Just very broadly speaking, a lot of the policies that you have currently, I'm not saying that they've been implemented 100%, but the ones that have been written for you will hit some of these targets that they're now going to be mandating. So it's not going to be as much of an overhaul completely, but there will be additional requirements. So we're still a far ways out from this. It's good to start working on it ahead of time now, but you probably have policies that you haven't even realized 100% that meet some of these new requirements that they're rolling out.
Fair enough. Again, I'm not expecting you to read it and just say implement. I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
well, again, wanted to discuss it.
Yeah.
And it's obviously gotta be a, you know, a thing for next year for the
Yes.
budget, right? We can't just.
And I did let him know that's not something that we could just do, I got it budgeted, because if I were to take it from, I don't want to take it from somewhere else, so. But yeah.
I will email back.
Please do. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. So some easy things. I got a parade on June 1st in Manoa. Would like to send one engine to that. Weed Sport on June 7th. Send one engine and a squad if Lysander wants to go, meaning Station 4. Obviously Memorial Day parade is May 30th. That's all hands, you know, everything. And then Lysander Company is talking about going to Phoenix on May 24th. I had said, you know, either engine 41 or the squad. Those are the notification. Won't be a lot of guys out of service, and you know, you judgment on that. Those were the notifications. We talked about the OSHA stuff. There was also an email sent out to you guys from Chief Natoli on a mission statement and a vision statement. I was wondering if you had time to read that. I've read it a bunch of times. We need something, A, for the grants, because anytime you apply for a grant, they ask for a mission statement, and B, some PR stuff that we're doing. It's nothing fancy, but I think if you could either take a look at it and let us know, or if we can run with it, but we need something, or you can, but there was no response to that.
When
The
did that?
Recruitment and Retention Committee developed a
I don't remember seeing one.
I don't
He
remember
asked
seeing
if
it.
we had one, but I don't think
Man, I'm hoping I'm not talking out of turn here. Regardless, after the meeting, I'll look and send it to you.
Okay.
And then we can just throw it on the agenda for the work session,
Yep,
if that's okay.
yeah, I honestly don't remember
Okay.
seeing it.
Okay,
Doesn't mean I didn't.
there's that. Okay, I'd like to purchase 3 safety officer badges at $80 a piece. Northwest Fire District issued badges to my safety officer. This would be a sample. They would be issued by you. They would be assigned to the safety officers. Here's a picture for each. If you guys buy them, I could make it issue gear. There'd be a 400 badge, identical to that. A 401, the difference between 401 and 402, this will be a single horn, lieutenant status. That is exactly, and again, they'd be issued to the safety officers. I have 3 of them, they're $80 a piece. I asked Dan Izzo to just mock that up for me. Was wondering if I'd ask you to purchase that. That's that. Then we've got a pretty solid thought on we worked on the Rams or best practices. Here's a copy for each commissioner. Thank you. One of the, I think the big portion on the Rams made sense was under apparatus responses. It specifically says no juniors are permitted to ride on the district apparatus when responding with lights and sirens. That's a piece of cake, it's a slam dunk. If the junior's on the apparatus and an alarm comes in, the vehicle is not to respond, period. That's for juniors. Then you go to the next line under Rams. We feel that this covers everything that the concern was. Rams cleared as level 1 will not respond to any EMS calls or calls that violence may be present, requests for mutual aid, or any response the officer or driver of the vehicle dictates that they cannot go to. So there's a little bit of room for somebody to make an educated decision. You know, we've talked about examples of what type of calls we don't want them to go on. Well, that covers that. Violent calls, EMS calls. Down the one, if you were to note the very bottom bullet point, in the event the apparatus is returning from a previous alarm or training, we get called to mutual aid. The RAM is going to go, but otherwise, no, it won't be going. I think it covers all of the concerns. I gave a copy to the attorney. We're ready to go if you guys will authorize that. Again, if you don't want to do it tonight, no problem, but there's nothing in there. I think we addressed all your concerns.
I have a question.
Sir?
Did you compare this to what we currently have in the policy manual at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Just so that we are clear, here we're using the terms juniors and Rams, the
Yes,
document you handed me. In the policy, we have junior members and youth program participants. So we should clear that up, whether we change one or the other, but they should be the same.
I have no problem with that, whatever you want to call them. Juniors are, I want to say the 13 and 14-year-old kids?
Yeah.
Those are the juniors.
And then the Rams are?
16, 17.
Yeah. So whatever you want to call them, whatever the district wants, I have no problem with that.
If you want to call them that, we'll just update the policy.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Rams are members of the fire department.
Yes.
They're just
The
youth.
fire department has always referred to them as juniors and Rams. When we did the policies, Brad said it should be youths and juniors. That was his term, so that's what we put into our,
Yeah, RAM in the name says member, they are a member.
Restricted member, that's what that means.
Yeah, your juniors, or as you call them in the policy, as stated now, youth program participants, they are not members, they're just participants. Which is why, that's why the policy says youth program participants, because it's more clear than saying junior. But we can change it to junior, it means the same thing, it's just a nomenclature thing.
I would rather keep it.
Right, so well, if that's what,
Okay.
that came at your recommendation, then I
Yeah.
think that's what we should go with.
And then
so-
just change this.
So RAM is okay, but junior is youth or youth, how'd you say?
We
that?
say youth program participant, that's what we
Youth
technically
program
use because
participant.
it's more clear on what it is, they're not a member. That's what's currently in the policy manual. And that's between the ages of 13 and 15.
So the RAM term is okay?
Yeah, we can use the RAM term, we would, if we're using RAM though, we still have to update the policy manual, because the policy manual says junior member as opposed to RAM.
So I don't understand, because nowhere have I ever heard the word junior member. I've always heard restricted active member, meaning youth members from 16 to 18.
That one doesn't matter as much, what you call them. I think it's more clear with the youth program participant, because then we're not getting confused if they're
Okay.
members at all. You can call them junior member, or you can call them RAM, whichever you prefer.
Just do me a favor, email me what it needs to say, and then we can update the heading.
What does the department do? You call them junior?
We call them, the 13 to 15s are juniors, and the Rams are 16 to 18.
So how big of a, because it ought to be consistent, right?
Yes.
Right, that's what.
From the department, the district and everything, how big of a deal is it to change juniors to youth youth program?
If this is what you've been saying all along and you know what it means, I would use the terms you've been using, but I would add a line in the policy
That
just to be
defines it.
clear. So a junior is not a member and a RAM is a member.
Oh, that makes it easier then.
Yeah. So this theoretically, the only thing I have to add is,
You don't need to change anything on this.
okay, that's what I was
We need
gonna
to
say.
change
They
it
just need to
policy.
update the policy.
Perfect.
Now, there was another email, and I thought I printed it off, but I must have forgot to print it off. Regarding an age or something, somebody that wanted to get in was 17, wasn't 18 yet. You recall that?
I don't know, brother. I don't know. Well, just based off of what you said, if they come in at 17, they're a restricted member, they still go through the investigation, they still go through all that, and then they turn 18.
I could be saying it wrong, Tony.
No, there was something.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, I know I have it,
I just can't remember
I
who sent
thought I
it.
printed it off, but.
But the process is not any different from a RAM versus somebody 18.
Yeah, because juniors and Rams, I mean, we have several of them that are from other departments, out of district, other departments, because they don't have that program.
So chief,
It
question.
had to do with them being involved in something.
Right, I just gotta find the email.
What's that?
9 million.
Question for you. So currently in the policy, it says that there's a 6-month probationary training
It's
program.
the prospective bunk-in.
Oh, that's right.
I don't see that
the
mentioned in here, anywhere
My
in
bad.
here in the best practices. I don't know if you want to mention that, but, do you?
That's the.
In order,
No, it's
okay,
just-
so you're right, because in order for them to be clear
Yes.
at that level,
But
The only way to be
talk about
cleared at
now,
the
because
levels
that's-
act-
That would be a RAM in our.
you're right.
Yeah, they have to go through a process, and then once they're cleared to be a level 1, that's when they can start riding.
It's-
That's the way it used to be.
So this wasn't pertaining to a prospective bunk-in. And the prospective bunk-in was going to be 17, they weren't turning 18 until October. So technically, according to our policies, they would not be eligible to ride on our vehicles. Well,
They would be,
they could now, I guess.
Yes.
If we institute that, you could. But, I think it's because the program, what was it,
I think the bunk-in
the
program.
bunk-in policy says they have to be 18,
Right.
that you
I get
guys
it.
created,
I get that.
so.
But I wonder if that's the right thing though, if we can take them in at 17 and get them trained. Because they can take BFO, they can take IFO, they can wear the air mask at training, they can do all that. And the minute they turned 18, they're good to go, right?
Yeah, but I thought the bunking
Yeah, but
program,
isn't it the idea,
that they
we
were
want
already
to train
trained.
guys when they come through the door, we don't want to train them?
Correct. A lot of times they either had BFO or IFO. So he might have already had, because you could take that at 16 years old.
Right.
So that doesn't change, you're right, Tom, that doesn't change anything. So I don't know, yeah, they would, just the age thing.
Another reason though that I think, we've got 2 programs, right? Like the bunk-in program and then we have the program for current members who want to bunk in. And I believe that still says you have to be 18 because you don't want juniors
Yeah,
staying overnight.
that's different, yes. We just got off the left field here. What,
You and I were talking, Chief, and I was bringing up, there's, currently in the policy manual, there's a probationary training program. And it says that they have to pass that in order to become.
yeah, but that won't take 6 months typically.
Okay.
They could be, we have a skill set, and you check the boxes, you can either do it or you don't.
Where do we outline that though? Because it's not
That's in our
outlined.
new member orientation program, that every fireman, fire person that comes through the door,
Okay.
Yeah, but juniors and Rams don't get that.
Rams don't?
No.
So we'll need to outline that somewhere.
Okay, all right, so I got some more work. All right, so maybe we're not there to implement it yet, maybe put me on the workshop and maybe I can have it
Well,
done.
one thing we need to find out, is this person fully trained?
They're talking about something.
Oh, you're talking about.
Yeah.
Tony's got two different.
Yeah, no, you guys are on two different times.
No, we brought the bunking in.
Yeah,
Well, the
so,
reason, because I knew it was under 18, that's why I was talking about.
so Zach, tell me what I need to do.
Definitely put in, what the requirements of the training program are.
So add the training requirements
Yeah, and
to match our policy,
to
right?
match it.
Ideally,
Your policy says a 6-month probationary training program, but we don't have anything more specific than that. What exactly they need to do to pass that program.
requirement, okay.
And
That's
what I'll
6
do
months.
is, I'll email you, chief, with any other suggestions. I'll go through the policy more in depth and make sure there's anything that jumps out at
Yeah,
me.
because I think that 6-month training thing may not be applicable, because that's not even required.
If it's not, we need to change the policy, but that's what
That's
the
what I'm
policy
saying.
says.
I'm thinking that may not make sense.
Well, you
Because,
gotta ask the advisors what their training requirements are.
Aren't we jumping through a lot of hoops for one person?
no, it's the juniors RAM program. No. Not that I'm aware of.
I thought you were talking about the 17-year-old that wants.
No,
No.
No.
Nope, nothing to do with that. It's a whole different, this is Rams, getting Rams on fire calls. That's what this is. All right, I guess I'm not ready.
workshop.
Put me in a workshop for that. And then the last thing that I have for you, that put me on a workshop, I don't expect you to make a decision tonight. I finally wanna do the hose, but I have an idea that it's not just as simple as what I was gonna do. So this is what I'm doing. I put it in writing for you to look at. A lot of paperwork, but I'm prepared. There, and here's one quote. So again, I'm not prepared to act on this, but I just want to bring you up to speed what we're looking at. Basically, within my budget, sorry, Chief, here, within the budget, just replacing some more, but that's what I'm doing. But we can discuss that at the workshop. That way you can ask away. And I think that's it. Would you consider taking a look at those badges? That's the only thing I'm asking you to act on.
I don't have a problem with badges. These guys do their job. I think they should be given a badge for their appropriate position, so it's,
Yeah, I'm all right with
we can, okay, I don't have a problem with okay. I'll make a motion
I'll
to
second.
purchase those safety officer badges at $80 a piece.
Ed,
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Becky. Yes. Randy.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you, that's
I
complete.
got a question, a couple of questions. I see Steve already has it on the agenda, but, a status on ISO. We had a flowery, dissertation in January, what we were gonna do, and I don't know that we've done any of it.
Well, I beg to differ because we're definitely in the middle of it. We had a solid meeting with the ISO person direct. Our audit's gonna be September, don't quote me on the date, mid-September. Part of, not gonna like it, but it's a financial piece of this too, is some equipment I gotta purchase that I have budgeted. But we are in the middle of it. Belzac assures me we're gonna be ready. The training records are gonna be updated. We'll get creative, borrowing some equipment to get through, but we have a punch list that explains what we need. We're better off in some places, in certain places we're not gonna be able to improve, but I think we should be able to drop a point or two.
Okay.
And not the best information, but can you close that? But Jeff Belzac assures me that he's in the middle of it and he's shared some stuff with me, so I feel okay, not great. We still haven't received the information from the village that we need, but,
That's really not up to us to collect that. They make their own list. The only other thing I have for you is that you're always getting complaints of driving.
correct.
Well, I want to compliment on a driver, and he just left the room, but I was sitting at the Four Corners. I was sitting at the Four Corners a week ago,
Yep.
and truck one came from the south side. Casey Vanderwater was driving it. He threaded that truck through the congested traffic like a pro. And, I mean, he is a pro, but I mean, you're always getting bad remarks.
Well, thank you.
So,
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be sure to pass that along. Steve, update on the cameras, where are we at?
I signed all the documents last week, and Chief totally sent me a message about the install, so they must have contacted him.
They did, they sent him, he contacted me today, they sent him a...
A form to fill out.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And once he gets that back, he questioned who installs them,
Yep.
and I explained to him, they have installers all over the country they work with.
Yep.
Once they have all the T's dotted and I's dotted, T's crossed,
Yep.
they usually give you like about a 2-week notice.
Perfect.
They'll say, hey, we want to install them on this date, and they'll put you in contact with the installer in case of an issue.
That's what I needed, thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
No, thank you, that's it.
Okay. Nomination and resignation of members. Resignations, Baldwinsville, none. Lysander, none. No, maybe.
Sorry. There's 2 resignations in Baldwinsville, Amy Harper and Thomas Pumminston.
Who was the second one?
Thomas Pumminston?
Okay, let me take that back. New members, Baldwinsville, Lucas Lynch Jr., Kalen Greenwood Jr., and Chase Goomba Jr. None for Lysander. Updates, status changes, none for Baldwinsville and none for Lysander.
I have a question.
Fire away.
Tony, Amy and Thomas, were they active?
No.
Okay, so it's not, okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Old business, update on the new copiers?
Yeah, I spoke to Usherwood, and there's a huge back order on the copiers. So they're telling me that they're hoping to have them in by the end of the month. Currently, we'll just run with the current contract, month-to-month basis until the new copiers come in. So once I find out when that is, then we'll get everything changed out. So, but I wanted to bring you up to date on that.
Okay, questions on that? Grant update. So Jeff says, everybody got the email from Jeff regarding the update? There's nothing we gotta do right at the moment, right?
I would say we should at least get prepared or have Zach prepare a, when, do we budget it or do we take it out of the vehicle fund? The additional money? Maybe we budgeted for it.
I thought we did the new boat.
The boat, the additional funds that we need for the boat. I just can't remember if we budgeted.
For some reason, I thought we did last
Maybe,
year's
all right,
money.
maybe we did.
We did budget.
Then we don't have to do a resolution.
Yeah. Yeah. That was last year's money, I believe.
No, it wasn't last year's money.
Do a resolution, take
was
Never
in my
got a
budget at the
resolution.
moment, so maybe we budgeted for it. Because we knew it was coming.
Or we can look at that at the workshop then.
If you need a resolution or anything, just let me know.
Yeah, we'll look at the. Yeah, we can.
Oh, there's so much.
Yeah. Our next favorite topic, storage fittings. I honestly don't know where we're at with that. I had a couple of emails with the mayor and then it.
Yeah,
it
and I
just
emailed you
completely
guys
disappeared.
exactly where it was. I mean, he came out and approached me the day of the village elections and asked if I could sit down and talk to him about it, and I said I'd be more than happy to, and I gave him my card with a cell number, and I have not heard one word.
Would you like me to go to the village board meeting?
Tonight. Thursday night.
Would you like to go to the village board meeting with all the documentation? At the
Well,
village board
it's kind
meeting?
of poor that we haven't gotten a response
Correct.
from the mayor or any of the trustees or anybody. They didn't even respond to our letter. We got 2 emails.
The mayor was the only one that responded.
Yeah, and he came back to you, and you responded, and then he had questions, and
And I thought I answered all his questions. I mean,
Well,
all the
exactly.
questions were pretty much in the letter.
They
to be
absolutely
honest
were.
with you.
And
So I kinda-
For the record, we just loaned our boat to the village, to install the docks. And Jeff had asked for the payloader to help us around the fire department. Where are you at with obtaining the payloader, Jeffrey?
I don't know. I'm not talking to camera. It's just,
So would you like me to go to the village?
I think you should, and it should be approached that we haven't gotten a response back, and, when did we send that letter?
Oh, God, that was
Couple months.
March.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I will, well, I know off record, but I'm not gonna do that. I can't do that.
Well, I'll say it on record, I think it's ridiculous that we send a letter to the village board and all of the board members and ask where it stands, and we don't have a response. I think it's pretty poor. And it's all because of one individual.
Randy, it's intermunicipal agreement goes a long way. Intermunicipal cooperation goes a long way. It's legal, it's okay, it's a good, healthy thing. I'm not sure why it's difficult.
Well, I didn't understand, especially given the fact that there was a grant, that was part of a grant.
It was,
COVID, I think there's a term.
it was COVID.
Right, it was cold money, so it wasn't like we were asking the village to spend money they didn't have.
Again, we were approached that this was
We didn't ask
done, we
for it,
didn't
they-
do that. That's what needs to be said. We were approached in writing from Chuck McAuliffe that said, we have this money available to you, would you like fittings? That's what needs to
And
be
that's pretty
said.
much exactly what I told the mayor. Because he kind of questioned, like, who did you ask about that? And we didn't
Correct.
ask. It was brought to us.
Well, it's brought back to why don't we look at grants? Well, why should we look at grants if we weren't the ones that started this?
We were asked, do we want them? And they absolutely, anything to improve our fire protection and the ease of everything, absolutely. It was a phenomenal idea. And we asked for it, and now it's a year and a half later.
The sad part is it's not even like a money issue came out of it. It was, once we were asked and said what size fitting we wanted, and that didn't fit somebody's narrative, the thing got stonewalled from that point on. Seems to be all.
We had this all in writing.
Right.
Everything's in writing.
All right.
There's one common denominator through all of this.
All right, do you wanna go Thursday?
No, but I will, by all means, that's my job.
Should be a good meeting. Leadership meeting.
As long as I have the authorization to speak on your behalf.
I don't think Bruce is gonna be at the meeting. I think Megan's running it.
Or would you be willing to attend with me? I'm gonna ask questions, I'm bringing it up,
What time is the board meeting?
7:30.
Yeah, but if the mayor's not gonna be there, I don't think.
That's what I heard. I thought I heard today, said that I think Bruce is gonna be.
I'm not looking for headhunting, I just want an answer.
Just an answer?
That's all, just an understanding on why and how do we get the fittings that were allotted. We have a letter in writing that states that they submit a letter that they're doing this with that money. Where did it go?
Well, he's not gonna, you don't think he's gonna be at the meeting Thursday?
I heard today that I don't think Bruce is gonna be there.
All right, let's do
Not
this.
positive.
I'll draft an email,
Okay.
copy everybody on it, to the
Good.
mayor, asking, because Randy's asked for an update. I'll, in writing, ask for an update, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good. Whatever I can do to assist, by all means.
I don't know what else to say in the letter, because we've said it all. Okay, new business. Is there something that, from earlier that we wanted to bring up on?
Yeah, I have something.
Oh, Carrefour, yes, okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to do that first?
Go for it.
So we've had a lot of issues from the onset of that one Tahoe that Chief Belzak drives, electrical issues. And I think I'd like you guys, because we're getting close to putting in service the new Tahoe. My original mindset was to phase out the Ford. But I'd like, it kind of screwed up my plan a little bit, but I'd like you guys to surplus the Tahoe that Belzak drives, and we'll keep the Ford. We still basically aren't putting any money into the thing.
You'll be,
What are you
we're
doing?
gonna have to.
Well, that's news to me.
Brakes.
Needs break.
That's
Yeah, that's
maintenance stuff. That's not a lot, that's,
Yeah, but
I didn't say it.
the
You
problem,
asked.
the problem is, I think it needs a complete brake job. Something is grinding in it. They're telling me that there's nothing wrong with the brakes. The last time we had it in the shop, and people are saying that it's spongy, and it goes on and on.
How many miles are on that?
the
44,000.
44,000. The Ford, roughly 45,000.
Yeah.
And
How
the
many's
top-
on the Tahoe?
right in there or better. When Chief D was driving it, we had electrical issues. We've had multiple no starts with it. I've sent it back and forth. We put a charger in it. I just think it would be in our best interest to pedal that one. Still get good money for it. It's New York State inspected. We're not selling a lemon. That's not what I'm doing. I just think
And the Ford's giving you no trouble other than,
Wade says it needs brakes. I don't know.
well, it's routine maintenance.
And I plan on, when the new Tahoe goes into service, I'm issuing that to the deputy chief, and then his car is going to Chief Belzak, but I have to put brakes on that one, but that's only got like 15,000 miles on it.
Wow,
Yeah, that's all.
and it needs brakes?
Yeah, but that's it. Yep. That's what Chief Natoli told me today. Yeah, that's kind of the plan. I mean, by all means, I'll do whatever you want, but I can tell you, once a month, Belzak's car's just not starting. If you want to, just talk it over amongst yourselves or whatever, but that's what I recommend. Nothing has to happen tonight. That's all I had for new business.
Okay. Organizational chart discussion?
Did you,
It is?
is this the one on the committees?
Yeah.
I'm assuming so, yeah.
The committees you got from Belgium?
Oh, that one? Okay. Well, I'm not sure what we're talking about. Yeah, I mean, it was, not to you, it was said to be is the way they do business over there, they've been in business a lot longer than we have. And I kind of like the idea of everybody is assigned different things. So, for example, let's say Randy and I are in charge of apparatus. So that means that's who you come and talk to. We make the presentation to the board. Buildings and grounds might be Steve and Ed. So, you know, you go to them. Each commissioner has an area of, I won't say expertise to start out with, but eventually expertise in whatever area they are given. Just seemed like a good way to do business, rather than everybody talk about everything at a board meeting. You wait for those people to give a report on the various areas of concern.
I looked it over, I think it's got some very good pluses. I think it would save a lot of discussion at meetings. And if we had two of the 5 commissioners kind of pre-checking and pre-doing it, it would make it a lot simpler, I think.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you're all assigned to where's the agenda? It's an example, it says security and computers.
Yeah, if you saw the list, this is way more complex than those.
Okay.
This covers everything, pretty much.
Everything we do and some things we don't. Again, it's just a thought about,
Always looking to improve, right? I mean, we're always looking to improve the way we do business, and, you know, we're definitely not who we were in 2014, that's for darn sure.
Yeah, I mean, if do we wanna discuss it at the workshop maybe? And
yeah, maybe. We could do
I
that.
think that's probably better, bet.
All right, let's do that. Did you put that on the workshop? The ISO certification update, you pretty much gave
Got
it
it,
to us.
yeah.
Thank you. Bunkin program, I think that was mine, and then we answered it. I brought it up when we were talking about the Rams and juniors because it was somebody under 18 and that didn't know where the hell that was falling in the grand scheme of things. In the mailbox, apparently the postman told us our mailbox at Station 3 is not illegal.
It's in the wrong location.
It's in the wrong, because I called the postmaster just to clarify.
We just gotta move.
It's because it's a rural route and we have it mounted to the building.
To the building, okay.
So he has to be able to deliver the mail in his vehicle without getting out.
But it's okay for him to give our mail to any of our members that they can't, their members. That's okay though.
Yeah.
Well,
They can't get out of the truck
So-
and walk 10 feet.
Basically, in talking to Jeff, we're just gonna move it down to the end of where the car's parked. We're gonna put a post up and put the mailbox there.
okay, so you guys are addressing that.
Yep, and then we're gonna because we put holes in the building. We're gonna figure out some kind of sign to put the building number or address on it or something, so we can.
Thank you, Postmaster General.
Yeah. You know, please don't leave mail here. So, yes, Jeff and I are going to put a post out there so that at least as he's coming up the driveway, he can pull up to it and put it in there. So we figured either put it at the end where the firemen park or put it over by the fence. We thought it made more sense to put it at the end of the parking spaces.
Okay.
So it's on our list.
Along those lines, so when I went to Lysander's meeting, they gave me the check from Nathaniel Lysander. Is there a reason some of the mail still goes to?
Yes. I noticed that because we had a bill that was overdue. The problem is that they're putting a PO box, the companies, they're putting a PO box and the address. I think the post office will go by the address before the PO box. The address overrides the PO box.
Can we put a change of address in?
She
Multiple
does.
times.
Really?
She's done that. Well,
I mean,
you do it as you.
And then unfortunately, it became a little bit of a battle with one of the companies because they didn't like the fact that,
Their mail's getting forwarded to the
Yeah.
PO box.
yeah.
Well, if we get the mailbox issue squared away, we can use Station 3's address.
But I don't know why these companies are putting both on it. I don't understand it.
Yeah, and I don't know how the post office works when there's both on there. Do they take it to the PO box? Do
I
they take
think
it to
the address overrides the PO box.
Oh, does it?
I believe so.
But if they have a forwarding, then it's supposed to go to the forwarding address.
And I can't tell you the number of times that we've sent out
I had the same problem years
emails,
ago.
letters, asking them to update the mailing address only, change the mailing address, and they just,
I send one every time I send a bill or a check.
Well, they still send it to the wrong email address too, so.
I know.
And then complain because they don't get paid. Okay, station usage. Station 4, Saturday, May 25th, Jay Klein Party, and Saturday, June 13th, the N. Thomas Party. Anything else? Anybody have anything else? If not, I'd like to make a motion. Oh, yeah, any comments from the public? You had to put me on the spot, right?
I'm sorry. The brakes on Natoli's car, you said there's just a little over 15,000
Correct.
and it needs new brakes already? Is that a brake issue or a people issue? Because that doesn't seem right.
Listen, it's the 2019, sound right, Becky?
No, it's a 2020.
If it sits too, doesn't help it either.
Yeah. It may need brakes, but it may just need pads.
It could be. Again, he doesn't drive it to work. He doesn't drive it to work. He doesn't take it to work. He doesn't, I take mine to work because I can respond from work. It might be the fact that it sits too much. But he's a good driver, and I trust him, and I trust his judgment, and if he says it needs brakes,
Okay.
it needs brakes.
Maybe they just need an adjustment, I don't know.
The pads now are horrible.
Okay.
They don't
Garbage.
I know
Something you order don't help.
Jeff yells at me because I don't drive my car and I always need brakes. So it just,
Sitting is just as bad.
Sitting's not good for you.
Yeah, sitting's even worse.
The road is rust up and then it just eats.
Well,
the
we don't get any
wire.
rain here.
No.
It's beautiful weather all the time.
And then the salt doesn't do anything.
No, that doesn't do a thing to it.
Last hour.
And also, I'm not defending him, but it's all little short start and stops and start and stops. It's not like he's driving from here to Cortland every day. That's horrible on brakes.
okay, thank you.
Anything else? Good, okay. So then I would like to make a motion that we suspend the regular meeting and go into an executive session for a employee personnel matter, of which no decision will be made.
Second.
Second by Becky.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Becky? Yes. Randy?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.